All right, welcome. Now, I want to do this live with another example just to get another idea of what's possible and another angle of this. So, how to workshop your way from what goal do I need to set to arriving at your one goal, the number that you want to have, so you can work based off of it. And I thought I'd do this for my sister because she's one of the few people that I know well enough, I think, to do this for. And yeah, at the same time, it's not me again with like a different example from me. All right, what I've done here is I've copy and pasted the questions. And now I just want to go about answering them and talking a little bit about them. So let's start off with A. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is your theme? As I talked about in the blog post, there's different themes. There's freedom, like the chance to walk away from any opportunity and just do the stuff you want and not having to rely on someone else for a job, for getting your money, for, say, rent and food and stuff like that. Then there's leaving a legacy, which is like you want to be remembered at all costs. You don't want to be forgotten once you die. So you want to make sure that your name's out there and you create something of true and lasting value for the world. Then there's money. Maybe you just like money and growing money, and you like calculating things and planning and being very strategic. So maybe money is your theme. And for my sister's 18 years old. She's about to graduate high school here in Germany in about a year. So she has 1 year left in school. Then she has to decide what she wants to do. And what my sister wants, I think, and I know from like talking to her about all this, her theme is stability. Like she wants a stable job. She doesn't care about being her own boss. She likes when someone tells her like what to do as long as the instructions are clear. She um, just wants to be sure that she gets every month she gets in certain amount of money so she can like live well and do a vacation every now and then and still have enough time for like her boyfriend, future husband, I'm assuming, and later have enough time to have kids and then come back to the job and knowing that the job will be there if she takes a break. Um, so things like that. And she doesn't care about making a lot of money or like not having any obligations, not having a boss. Like she just wants to be everything to be like smooth and stable. And so that's what I'm guessing for her. So her theme would be, in this case, stability. And what she would answer to this question might sound a little bit like, I just want to have enough income to support my family, be able to live well, not be stressed and burnt out from work, and enjoy life as I see my kids grow up. Something like that. Um, so she's looking for stability. All right, next one. 18 months from now, what achievement would have the biggest positive impact on your life with respect to your theme? Depending on your theme, for example, it's freedom, it's be your own boss. Legacy, it's maybe creating something that's hits a lot of people or reaches a lot of people. So think along those lines. And what I would do with this, if I was her, well, I want stability. So 18 months from now, that's 1.5 years. She'll be out of school for like a half year by then. So that would be a great point in time, like after taking a break and stuff, to get a job. Um, and maybe something that's like combined with studying. We have systems here in Germany where it's combined. So you study 3 months, you work 3 months, and you do that for 3 years, and then you get a job and you get a degree as well. So that's something she could do. Um, but really, what she wants is a stable job. So for a stable job, there's two ways you can get a stable job. Um, First of all, what you want is a lot of job offers, of course. So you can pick the best one that suits you the best. And there's two ways to get lots of job offers. One is apply to a ton of companies, employers, schools, whatever it is. And the second one is network, like have lots of friends that work at those kind of companies and maybe know influential people. So for her, what I would recommend to her 18 months from now, what achievement would have the biggest positive impact on your life with respect to your theme? Well, if I had say 10 different job offers for stable jobs, I could pick the job that suits me the best. So that maybe that could be a goal, 10 different or 5 or whatever. So that's definitely what she could do, or she could aim for. Okay, next one. Have you ever had the feeling that a discipline or field was tailor-made just for you? And I know just the right field for her. She's very into style, clothing, makeup. She loves to take pictures of people that are like dressed in a, say, summer outfit or whatever. So she loves to take pictures of outfits and close-up shots of faces and with like beautiful makeup, and so she's very into like style, fashion, all those kinds of things. So what I would put there for her maybe is I love the fashion industry. I always know what's the latest from big brands. My makeup arsenal is always up to date, and I continuously take pictures of myself and friends in seasonal outfits. So that's something. So definitely would be a plus if it was fashion related or fashion industry related. Next, what completely consumes your attention once you start doing it? Well, there's a couple of things. One is photography. Definitely. One, photography. Then it's, I guess, browsing makeup and fashion. She spends hours on end doing this. Really like learning what's new, what concealer is that, what eyeliner does that, and then what's new from like H&M this month, and what does Amazon offer, and stuff like, it's a lot. Like she loves learning about this stuff. And then photography, she spends hours and hours in her room just like dressing up in front of the mirror, poses, stuff like that. So that's these two things. Then what makes your heart race with excitement? Well, one thing is when a package with new fashion gear or makeup arrives from Amazon. Just like last week or 2 weeks ago, she was like, "Is my package there yet?" She gets home from school and she's like, "Did the mailman bring my package? Didn't bring my package?" And every time we say no, it's like, "Oh." So that's one thing. What else? And something that's a little more like fear related, as in the blog post, would be, I guess, putting on events. Because she also loves singing, and she sings in her band, and they just had a concert this Friday where they try to collect some money for their graduation and to like organize everything and put everything together, and they raised some money for that. And so they were practice every Sunday for the past, I don't know, 3 months. So, and she's really like the brain behind all this. So she's organizing these things. And it's funny because she always comes home and she's like complaining about like, that there's like idiot people, like they don't show up, or they say they show up and they cancel last minute, and then you just stand there and it's like, what's wrong with the world? And this, so I remember that she's always in charge. So putting on events and that's definitely something that's like scary because you don't want your event to fall through or tank. For example, the concert that they did this Friday, they had to change that and switch the location from outside to inside because it suddenly like it was they prognosed bad weather and the forecast turned on them and said it was going to rain, and it did rain, so they had to move inside, and so that was a challenge. Um, so, but she loves doing it, I think. She loves like being in charge and organizing things and coordinating people and things, so that would be something. And what do you believe is worthwhile doing that other people might not agree on? Well, what she does definitely is like spending my time with, um, I just want to say meaningful uh, events and relaxed and relaxing with the people that mean most to me. Now, the last part, a lot of people will agree on this, but not a lot of people will actually do it. Because I remember she's home like a lot with her boyfriend, and he's at our place, and she's at his, and they spend time with their family, and then our family, and stuff like that. And I don't see a lot of kids her age or from her class, especially, like do that because they're all out drinking every Friday, Saturday night. And she just doesn't do that. She's like, she comes home from clubbing, and she goes like, I put on makeup for this. Like, can you believe I put on makeup for this? Which is always funny because she's like, oh my god, I would have been like, I could have been at home on the couch in my sweater with my boyfriend just watching a movie. So she's very, so she's not like other 18-year-olds, which is awesome, I think, by the way. Um, I love her for that. That's great. She got that so much earlier than me. And then spending time with meaningful events, like she'll do cultural things. Like 2 weeks ago, we went to a museum that had like bits and pieces from the Titanic, and just learned everything about Titanic and how it sank and what happened and stuff like that. And like that's specific to her age category, obviously, but yeah. So definitely doing stuff that's much more meaningful or that's beneficial for you. You know, like educational things and stuff like that. All right, so that's what we've come up with so far. Let's take a look. So we have stability. She wants stability. She would love to have several different job offers for stable jobs. She loves the fashion industry, makeup, fashion, pictures, modeling. Then she loves photography and browsing makeup and fashion. Okay, and learning about this. What makes your heart race with excitement? New gear, putting on events, and then spending time at meaningful events and relaxing with the people that I like. Well, what should her one goal be? First of all, the jobs should be in the fashion industry. That's obvious. Then, what other connection do we have? We have events that come up twice. So she loves doing that. So how could she relate events that probably relate around makeup and fashion to getting job offers? Well, as I said in the beginning, I think there's two ways to get job offers. One is applying and then just going through the process, interviews, whatever there is, assessment centers, and then just seeing if they offer you a job. And second is like networking. And for her, what I would recommend, because it's no use if she applies to job offers now, because maybe she'll get an offer, but she's still in school, so she can't take it and she has to decline. And then if she came through the official process and she's not someone that's like known to the people that HR or whatever, even after this process, after she applied and eventually said, oh no, I still have to finish school, it's not a given that they'll give her a job or offer her something or have something for her or even give her a bonus next time she applies. So what I would rather do is try networking in her case. So what you could do is network a lot and try to get to know as many people in the fashion industry as possible. And one way she could do that is putting up events, for example. Just like putting up events with friends and the people that she likes and talking to them about fashion. That's one thing she could do. Or just go to a lot of events, like career fairs. I think she went to one already. Career fairs, then just fashion events, maybe fashion shows, makeup release parties, stuff like that. So what I would do, I think the chances would be fairly high for her to get at least, say, 3, 4, 5 job offers or opportunities at least from which you could work, maybe for internships or whatever, if she knew a lot of people in the fashion industry. So what she could do over the next 18 months until she's there is get to know as many fashion influencers as possible. So she could set her goal for the next 18 months. Let's just say 100. Let's just pick 100 people. 100 is a solid number. And let's see how that spreads out. Well, 100 over 18 months, I think that's just over five a month. 100 over 18. That's just 5.5, so let's just say 5 a month that she would have to get to know, which is a little more than 1 a week, which I think is doable. Yeah, putting this over 12 months might be a stretch, but so 100 influencers. So her goal could be build friendly relationships with 100 influential people in the fashion industry. Now, of course, she would have to knick-knack this. Let me make this big just so you can see it better. Of course, there's some nitpicking to do, some details. Build friendly relationships with 100 influential people in the fashion industry, just like people that work in the fashion industry, you know, so she can have friends that work at big fashion companies and maybe get to know some fashion bloggers or people from YouTube who do those videos about like the makeup tutorials, stuff like that. So, and what she could do to get that started is just reach out to a couple of them or start her own blog, start her own vlog or stuff like that. But I think that would be a solid goal to have and something very powerful to have in your hand if you want a stable job in the fashion industry. Just knowing 100 influential people will give you so many job opportunities over time spread out. And I think that's a surefire way to make sure that she has a stable job by the time it's due in 18 months, or at least has offers for one. So that's what I would do if I was her. Yeah, so basically that's roughly how you do it. It's probably not perfect because I'm not her, but that's just my approach to things. And yeah, next week I'll show you how to like break this down and identify projects and how to like go about this in your everyday life, stuff like that. Because of course you need to like break this down, spread it out, and you know actually like to make progress on it. Just the gist of things. So we have the number. So the number would be 100, and now what I would do is just either create a wallpaper or write it. The one thing that I would always do is write it on a piece of paper. Do that no matter what. Just tape it. So that's the easiest way to have it in mind. And then, of course, what you can always do is create a wallpaper. This is PicMonkey. I use this for like tons of picture editing because it's really fast. You could make that, have like a little bit of color and then apply this and add in something cool. I don't know, maybe some kind of banner. Just pick this one. I'm just making this up as I go along. This is totally random. And then, one sec. Computer's draining energy. Battery's running low. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so add this in and then just add a bunch of text on top of it really quick. Add text. Put like the number 100. Make that bold and white and bigger. And you could add that in there. Save, and boom, she would have a wallpaper. Very, very basic. You get what this is supposed to be. So that's a very quick way that you can workshop through this and arrive with something tangible that you can use in everyday life as a reference. Yeah, I think that's it. Have fun with the rest of the bonuses and hope this has been helpful. Make sure you use the questions, and you see it doesn't take more than like 10-15 minutes to do the whole thing, and it's so helpful. It gives you so much guidance in your everyday life. So keep it up and talk to you soon.